With me today is Pankaj Saxena, a very dear friend and the area general manager, West India, Radisson Hotel Group. Pankaj, welcome to Candid with Karl.
Thank you, Karl, for inviting me. I think it's a pleasure to meet you all the time. Talking today will be a pleasure because you bring in societies and cultures so together. It mingles in with all the colors in India. Thank you for making this happen today.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Wow, and just let's dive right into Candid with Karl. Let's start with the earliest memory, Pankaj. The time you graduated from hotel management.
Well, as you know, I handle the Gujarat, Maharashtra, and Goa regions. It's very little difficult ones, right? But graduating from an institution called Mangalore University was welcoming.
And how far back was this?
In 1995, I learned my first hospitality lesson in 1995 way back.
Right.
Only university offering degree in hotel management, and I had a passion to do the degree in hotel management.
Right.
27 years across. Well, I have worked different landscapes and portfolios across the nation, right from hill station to remote locations, to floating cottages, business hub location, industrial hubs, business hubs, domestic airport location, international locations. The recent one was the opening of the Radisson Blue Mumbai International Airport Hotel, 206 rooms. Was a tough one, but 60 days operational profitability was an awesome welcome for all of us. And then I came back to the city of Mula and Muta, yes, Pune. And when I say come back, I also opened the Pune hotel at Hinjawadi, Radisson Blue, where I got a chance to travel the world because business mandated me to travel across Europe and London and Southeast Asia and China. Well, back learning in Oxford of the East.
Wow, the true Oxford. The true Oxford where the learning never stops.
Yes.
Pankaj, but in this magnificent journey that you've had over the entire diaspora, which is the largest property you've been involved with in terms of room-wise?
Well, the opening of the Radisson Mumbai was an iconic one because it also happens to be a flagship property in South Asia for Radisson Hotel Group, and 206 rooms in a location where you're competing with all the big boys, right from T2 terminal, international airport, drivable distance 15 minutes. So you can imagine the intensity of business and intensity of deep dive required in commercial activities were immense and high and heavy. And to bring in the property right from project stages was a challenge because it took me a year to bring the property to life and then welcome the first guest there.
Oh, you were associated with them for how long?
I was there for 3.5 years there.
3.5
before I could come to Pune back. Yes.
Wow. And now you've been with Radisson Blue Karadi for how long?
Well, 3 years now, and with the company, 12 years handling
with the Radisson Group.
Yes, handling diverse portfolios. Yes.
So you've obviously gone across several properties. Which of them sticks in your mind for any reason that you choose?
Well, properties are very unique, very personal. Every resort, every hotel, every city is dear to you. You create memories. You meet guests. You meet employees. You see people growing, and you see employees graduating and becoming managers and so on and flying in high. So I think every property is so unique, and it's very difficult to really
to narrow down one.
To narrow down one, but yes,
that's why this was kind of like a trick question. It's like asking you which is your favorite child.
But I can still say, two locations. Of course, 27 years, multiple locations. Two locations, Pune and Mumbai, have really taken me differently because Pune people are very different, very warm, and as you say that surrounded by great Syadri hills.
Yes,
people are very, very different. The weather is different. I think the mind-body balance is very, very different. Mumbai was a completely opposite trend. The city of midnight sun or never sleeping in.
Right.
I think Mumbai culture was completely opposite to Pune, and both the cities have really left me lasting impressions to vibe with them.
Pankaj, my first job was at the Oberoi in Bombay way back, and hotels have been very, very close to my heart. So, for any youngster entering the hotel industry, what kind of advice would you give?
Well, let me tell you that India is shining. India is becoming the superpower, and it's the era of hospitality.
It is.
2047, we all will see tourism will contribute $3 billion economy to India. Means that you will actually generate 200 million jobs.
Wow.
So that's the magnum you're talking in shining India and growing in.
Right.
Let me give you a small example. In the year 2000, we had 225 aircrafts flying in our skies. As I speak today with Candid with Karl, there are 800 aircrafts hovering around us, right?
So even aircrafts are getting more candid.
Yes. So the point is here, the hotels, hospitality, farmers, manufacturing units, I think across industries are growing across very, very high. Right. So what I would say that you young minds that hotels are growing in tier 1, tier 2, not only in religious business or airport hubs. I think every single town of India today is growing in. In India, we hold passports, yes, 8% of population, right? And India's growth story is building 800 airports in times to come. So yes, this is the era of hospitality, young minds. I think it's important that they build in the tunnels and
Right.
the green fields and come out as hospitality professionals. My
Right.
advice to them will be on leadership. I think, let me tell you,
Leadership.
two great balances: loyalty versus integrity.
Mhm.
Young minds think that obeying boss's order is the best way to do what your boss says is just do it and make it happen. No, that's not the reality. We also need to see principles, ethics, standards, integrity. So loyalty is
Do
fine.
you find a shift in today's youth vis-a-vis the time that, let's say, you cut your teeth? Because I remember a very famous line of the Oberoi, the guest is always right. So does that still hold good even today?
Well, to an extent, yes, but not every time now, because landscape has changed in terms of even the way you get the guest in. You A lot of youngsters, a lot of young people are coming in. Mind shift is happening in the guests. I think the Deva Bhava is fine. That's a philosophy, but it's also important with the guest is right.
Right.
We treat guests and employees equally nowadays. The way we respect guests, we respect employees.
That's very important. Just say that line again because this is quite critical. That's one of the keys to me to retain hotel employees. And Pankaj, I remember way back when I cut my teeth at the Oberoi, I was asked a question as a trainee. How does one hotel differ from another? And we looked a little blank. And the then front office manager said, it is only one hotel will wish you and say, good evening, sir. The other hotel will tell you, good evening, Mr. Maspinus. How's your wife? And welcome back to the Oberoi. And he said, that hotel that greets you by your name. And then he asked me a question. He said, do you know what's the most important need? He said, to retain staff. So what you just said actually highlights the fact that akin to guests, today the hotel, your staff is equally important.
You're right, absolutely bang on. The guest and employees are in equal ratios right now in terms of respect, in terms of fundamentals. So integrity, as I was mentioning, if the employees are respected, if the employees are taught that lesson, they equally precipitate fundamental same way in suppliers to owners to stakeholders to operating companies and even to guests. I think guests also understands
Yes.
how do we enter the hotel and what do we talk to employees, because
Great.
we in today's world we generate respect and equality.
And I think we were touching on a subject earlier where when you come into a five-star, certain facilities or amenities are taken for granted. So it is what you can do beyond that that really makes that particular hotel stick in your mind. Would you go with this? I said today's guest, he expects certain amenities. He takes them for granted. Your outlets and so what hotels actually are looking at today is something beyond. To something a little beyond the ordinary.
Well, these days, operational excellence and business excellence is hand in hand.
Right.
It all depends when you enter the hotel, when you enter the doors of a hotel, how do we actually treat you? I think
Right.
it's not about food, it's not about air conditioning, it's not about the bed. I think it's also about the way we are treating, the way we're talking to you, the way we're welcoming you, and I
Right.
think the way we're giving experience.
Right.
It's not about you having a breakfast. Imagine if you're having a breakfast and I come in with those soaked almonds with honey wrapped around, and I
Yes.
say, well, Carl, this is the one you start, and this is a healthy one.
Right.
Or I come with cinnamon infused turmeric liquid. That's okay. But it all depends that how am I creating that lasting impression in you?
Yes.
What aroma do you feel when you enter the lobby?
Right.
What do you feel when Independence Day happens? What do you feel when Diwali happens?
Right.
And how do I communicate that it's your birthday? I think these are very, very important elements which make people fall for the hotel.
So Pankaj, considering it's so cutthroat and each hotel is trying to outdo the other, what are a couple of things you can think of that are unique to the properties you are associated with in terms of guest handling?
See, I can tell you a small example. At Radisson Hotel Group, we operate a software called Emma.
Right.
It's a cloud-based software. Suppose Karl is traveling to Vienna and he likes the Gouda cheese, and he lands in Nagpur.
Right.
And I treat him and I call him, and when you're entering a check-in, and I say, Karl, you're checking in today, and tonight we have a wine dine happening, and I am with your Gouda cheese. Can you imagine the experience
Oh, wow.
level? What can happen? That's what Radisson Hotel Group on the software management and the guest likes and dislike can lead you and give you that level of experience. So we are going very, very minute, very, very personal, rather than only saying welcome to
Welcome,
hotel
sir.
and it's great
Yes.
weather.
We're now in the world of AI, which sadly doesn't mean advanced income. But today, Pankaj, can you tell me, in terms of artificial intelligence, how has it impacted the hotel industry at large?
Well, AI, artificial intelligence, is espousing in technology very, very high and heavy across industry in hospitality. I think the time has come when we realize as we're passing on the decades, as we generations are passing on, I think we're learning new apps, new ways of doing things. The way you tap phone was different when you graduated. The way you tap phone now is completely different. I think we all have seen the recent news. Google announced that they are making a $15 million setup and making an AI hub in India, and that's what the world is going through. Let me tell you an example. My daughter was telling me yesterday. I have a scanning app, right? And my daughter said, "Why are you keeping a scanning app?" I said, "Come on, it's a very important app, and you need to scan." She said, "Okay, open the WhatsApp and go to the documents and open the document and gives you an option of scan the document right away." So that's the generation gap you're talking about.
Yes.
At Radisson Hotel Group, AI is a business intelligence tool to operational excellence. I can tell you many examples, like Pulse.
Give me one prime example.
I give you see a Pulse. Pulse is a market intelligence app. It gives you at right of a click of a button on your phone, what business are you holding? What RJ?
You mean the client, the end user, the customer,
absolutely. The management, the
Oh,
hotel
management. Okay.
So you can actually control your hotel, understand on a phone, on an app of a button click, what business are you holding, what business have you picked up, what's the share versus the competition, how much is you building up, what's your forecast, what was the business versus last year same time. So imagine that AI can lead you so much into depth that it gives you complete harmony. Example, Tipsy.
Right.
Tipsy is a training online module tool. It gives you clarity that employees can learn online. Employees can be given clarity based on the designation department. What should you learn? I mean, not far away, but when you go in the evening couch at your home, in your personal life, AI is affecting you, right? You open the TV and Netflix tells you, what should you watch now?
Based on what you watched earlier.
Yeah, moving beyond.
So when you're talking about your year to date and month to date figures and growth over last year, you think this is a tremendous leap forward that AI allows?
Oh yeah, imagine your revenue managers and your front office managers used to work in Excel, never-ending Excels.
Correct.
And there used to be mistakes and then fundamentals, so forth, right? In today's scenario, your reports are pulled online. There is no human interference involvement. Imagine Karl is staying with me, and I know exactly your feedback of that particular room of 612. That's AI power driven guest feedback system.
Without interacting with the guest relations executive or the front office or whatever.
So that's called Review Pro, AI driven. So automated servers gives you an email, you rate and you give it to us. So I can actually know with AI, 612, is it a good room or a bad room?
Right. Wow.
So and that's how.
Also one of the things, Pankaj, that when I'm communicating directly with you, it nullifies sometimes operational handling, because sometimes you can find a very irate customer or an irate in-house person that I have to interact with, then I have to use his or her name. I mean, it makes them feel very bad. So this negates all that bias.
Oh yes, absolutely. And it gives you instant communication. Suppose you want to interact with me, the moment you put an email across on the app or the feedback, it reaches directly to the top.
Yes.
Sometimes you used to filter down, right? But now you have the
tool. Do you think AI even helps in terms of your staff promotions and elevations?
AI is helping us. At Radisson Hotel Group, we work with Workday. When I say Workday, if I say that I want to go to Philippines,
right?
It's on AI, right? It's on an app, right? So when people search the global level, Brussels example, global headquarters or my India office, and I say, and I filter how many people are interested in Philippines, I think it's a job of a 2-second, right?
Yes.
So you don't have to call people, you don't have to call HR managers,
correct.
Right? So that's how the
you don't have to call a travel agent anymore.
Absolutely, and AI is not only affecting AI, also helping the mother planet across industry sustainability, right?
Right.
If you see a footprint to handprints, AI tells you how much are you consuming, how much are you emitting, how much are you saving, and I think that's very, very important, because end of the day, for the planet, for a generation to come, every drop matters.
You use a very nice line, and I heard this brilliant phrase which says, a heartprint lingers longer than a footprint, which I think encompasses the entire hotel industry. Because if the experience that a guest derives from a particular hotel is great, that place lingers with him for the rest of his life.
Absolutely. That matters.
High Dive is your unique rooftop restaurant that has opened recently, and it has become synonymous with excellence and with absolute mouth-watering delicacies. Not to mention the after-hour drinks. Tell us a little more about High Dive.
High dive is a social status, is a lifestyle statement. I think I would not call it as a dining place. I will call it as a mindset.
Right.
The place where communal dining option, it's called Rooftop Bar and Social Terrace.
Right.
The location where we are in right now, drivable distance 15 minutes to airport and World Trade Center. This place is becoming the new social nimbus. People are talking about his architecture, fundamental, the way we've done. American guy who designed it. Let me tell you, this entire high dive has been built on the concept of new city view Monday. The terrazzos,
Right.
the copper, the blue ceramic tiles, the blown up metal benches, immersive music, mood lighting, super jets coming out from the pool, the jewel box where you see the ceiling crafted, handcrafted, single every piece being done, throwing in through your curves and landing into the chef, making a gastronomical delight for your lifetime. Don't miss out the bar area where you're making classic cocktails, the new world, and old world. I think this is a place
Right.
where you make meaningful connections.
Right.
You generate a long lasting relationship and you can actually spend moments. You can see the place where skyline transitions to nightscapes, flight landings, meaningful conversations. I think that's about high dive. It's not only about food. I think it's about a place where it takes you around, lingers you for long, and you end up in coming back again and again to high dive.
High dive today is a gastronomic delight. It's a place where every single person I've met who's experienced this mood under the stars is absolutely in rapture. Tell me a little more about the food and the cocktail served here.
Oh, lovely. I think this is something very, very unique and intricate because I really tend to get stuck up in people taking Instagram pictures and I am not able to move on.
Right.
But yes, we do make some great classic Negronis. And I think the chefs, what we have curated here, the people who we have consulted, the whole food consultancy, the liquid consultancy has immense given a trust to this outlet. Dishes like buffalo mozzarella chaat, you would love it. Every single piece of the food, every single ingredient, every single crockery piece has been crafted to give you that experience. Right. So there are dishes which are like quinoa salad. You will see it very, very differently. You will not see the quinoa salad.
Not the traditional, yes.
Absolutely. Garden antipasti. You will see garden antipasti in a literature form, in a different form, where you will actually sip in for long with your wine, with your favorite classic ones.
Right.
So it's beyond the gastronomy. It's beyond the liquid. I think it's also about the place where you see nightscapes and then you dine in and you vibe in for a long time.
So skydive is a place you must deep dive into.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's about drinks, it's about food, it's about music, it's about people, it's about building connections.
Pankaj, we all know what a toolkit is. What to you is a hotel kit?
Well, hotel kit is something which can actually make you happy when you're staying in the hotel.
Oh, wow.
Let me elaborate more.
The kit you must travel with all the time.
So hotel kit is a software where you actually can seamlessly communicate without calling people, without making a telephone call, right from room cleaning,
right,
to repairs, guest requests, and so on. You can also do a check on employees' productivity. So what happens is a hotel operational efficiency increase so high and heavy. Actually, you can understand that who's doing great, who's not doing great. What happens with this is that we are able to lift the guest dissonance to a very, very lower level. We're able to lift guest pleasure, happiness to a very, very higher extent. I think it lifts overall the hotel performance in the business excellence.
So what to you is that element that separates it from the run of the mill?
Well, hotel kit is one element where you don't have to wait for long queues at the hotel in the morning when you're arriving to the hotel and saying, is room ready, not ready? And the person is struggling.
Right.
Is the room ready? No, life is gone beyond, right?
Right.
And somebody,
housekeeping are making up the next room and yay.
And somebody will give, look, don't call me. I'm busy. I'm making a bet. I'm laying a bet, right? It's driven by software and making it happen. Guest is delighted to see that happening. It's very important to see, you're entering a hotel and somebody's really doing a final touch of the room and saying, oh, sir, just a moment, I'm still making a room. No, time has gone and changed now. It can't be like that now. It's all AI driven, software driven. You enter a room where you expect the way a room should be. And that's what Hotel Kit is all about.
Pankaj, we've all heard the term employee resource group. How does this impact you and the hotel?
Well, there are multiple groups these days now in hospitality and across different industries. Radisson Hotel Group defines this group as a DEI helping tool.
DEI,
right. Diversity, inclusion, equity.
Right.
So what happens is that we don't judge people from what race they come from.
Oh, I see.
We don't judge people what gender they have. We don't judge people on their ethnic background. We don't judge people on generational gaps and fundamentals. I think it's time that we welcome everybody. It's not only about women leadership. I think that's one thing. Also, it's important that are we welcoming every single person on earth
Right.
for a right job? And are we calculating them? Are we checking them? Are we taking them on merit? Not rather gender, race, and diversity questions. I think that's very important. In hotel and hospitality, across different industries, I think we can be many minds, but mindset has to be one. We need to ensure that we do open dialogue conversation to understand, are we good to work with them? Are they good to work with us? I think time has changed now that people, an employee ask each other, or employee ask, are you fit? I think employee should also ask, are you fit for an organization that I can join you in?
Yes.
So the world has changed, and the drama has taken to a different stage now. It's no more I think it's a different world theaters now. Moving on, employee centric world space of successful organization leading successfully.
So when you talk of employee centric, how does it compare with the earlier time? In terms of where do you see the changes that have come about?
Well, I think I was very fortunate to work my first job under a lady general manager. And of late, I have seen many, but those times there were not many in the
It was a
industry.
man's world at that time, yes.
So it's not about only man's world. It's not about only women's world. I think it's important that the woman leadership is seen and heard. The decisions what you take in organizations can't be centering on male domination. I think it's also important to understand the other side of the story. Understand organizations are healthy and growing better who have a great gender diversity ratio. I think one-sided organizations no more are existing much in the industry.
They don't exist.
They can fade as well very quickly, right? If you want to see how women leaders make it happen, you should have a great diversity to understand, make and feel and learn from them.
Right.
It's not about that you are a male and then you say, no, I want to tell you. No, you learn to listen, to change and adapt at organizations.
Right. Pankaj, I'm now for many, many years in the world of pageantry. And we have this beautiful line which goes, whether life gives you a smile or a frown, always wear your invisible crown. Which means hold your head high in whichever strata of life you belong to. What do you feel drives a hotel?
I often tell people life is a series of moments.
Right.
Every moment, what we're spending now and ever, will live forever. Every single conversation, every single word when you speak, when you talk to people, if it's meaningful, if it's making a difference in their lives, if it's making a difference in the conversation, if it's making a difference in the industry and the organization, I think that's something which can drive success. That's very, very important. It's not about humbleness. It's about speaking right, speaking the right time and the right words. I think that drives organizations much better. If the team management is synced, those organizations are successful.
You talked of making a difference. And in these 27 years, you made a huge difference, Pankaj, not only to guests who've had the privilege of staying in your hotels, but your employees that talk the world of you, and people like me who interact with you on a daily or weekly basis. More power to you as you take both yourself and the Radisson Group to newer heights.
Thank you, Karl. And I think, every day teaches you and every conversation teaches you. Every time I meet you, I learn something different. I learn something new. I think you are one who's making and touching lives and society at a different level. Different industries, fundamentals teach you differently. Hospitality, fashion, lifestyle, it's all different fundamental. But I think it's all amalgamated to world platform.
Yes. It all drives people closer and upwards and onwards.
Absolutely, yes.
Pankaj, I'm known for my catchline, which is get groomed and command the room. What's yours?
Well, it's a difficult one, but the one which comes to my mind is one statement. Hard work is the only component to judge your hunger of being efficacious.
Efficacious. Wow, that's a bit of a tongue twister, but I think it encompasses you beautifully. 5-star hotels are synonymous with celebrities, film stars, and the upper echelons in life. Pankaj, give me 1 or 2 stars. I'm talking about now global stars that you've had the privilege of interacting personally with.
I have seen many in my life, from Indian to Hollywood and then to Nobel laureates. But one person who I was very deeply influenced when I was hosting him as a GM in Pune for almost 3 months was Messi.
Lionel Messi, the
Yes.
god of football.
Yes, and,
Wow.
and you'll not believe that the way he used to interact with all of us. Once he was having coffee in my office as well, and the way he was a very humble man. The way he was walking around, he is the one who can really throw you weight out, right? He can tell you what I want, but he's a
He's revered. I mean, not just Argentina, but the whole world.
Oh yes, absolutely, and he was most respected one. But he used to be so humble and grounded. Every single employee, every single manager, I used to love him. The way he used to talk and interact. I think he taught many of them how to be humble, how to be on earth, and how to be friendly, and how to be human. I think that's very very important.
And being humane and humility are the two key components for greater success in life. Because what happens then, Pankaj, is people start gravitating towards you. You become likable, and then you become a people's person.
Absolutely, yeah. That's important. Yeah.
Pankaj, mentorship is a word much bandied about today. And to me, having the right mentor at the right time is a key to your onward and upward progress at whichever stage of life it is. Any particular person or persons have greatly influenced you?
Oh yes, many of them. But two people I would like to take names. The first name, with a lot of respect, comes is Mr. K.B. Kachru.
Right.
Recently, he gifted me a book, Humility and Agility: Life of a Hotelier. I think it depicts the way he teaches. It's written in the book, how to be humble,
Right.
how do we treat people, how do we grow people, and how do we grow ourselves. I think it's a life of togetherness, fundamentally. The second name which comes to my mind, which is very very dear, and these days the guiding force, is Mr. Nikhil Sharma. The way we read hotels, the way we evaluate performance, and the way we evaluate employee satisfaction ratios, I think it's very, very important to balance the employee satisfaction, balance the owner's sentiments, and also balance the performance. I think these skills are very, very intricate to survive and survival benefit. I think that's something which I'm learning very, very high and heavy with Mr. Nikhil Sharma.
Cheers. Wonderful, wonderful spending time with you. And I thank you for this marvelous session of Candid with Karl.
Thank you very much. It was an honor talking to you today, and it's a pleasure. Looking forward for more interaction and learning from you, and seeing your videos throughout as well. Thank you very much.
Most welcome. Cheers.